Hello everyone, and welcome to Corviknights of the Round Table. Editing Barrett here to let you know that while I was in the middle of editing this week's episode, I realised that the live stream was much longer than normal for this week, meaning that the edit is going to take much longer than normal as well. I didn't want you guys to go without, so instead I spoke with Alex and we decided that we're going to give you part 1 of this week's episode today, so that's what you're getting now, and on Monday I should be finished with the second half of the episode. We'll probably have part 2 coming out. I'm not using that. I'm going to redo that. Full screen. So on Monday, we'll have part 2 come out. This episode is part 1, where we discuss all of the normal things that we would normally go through in an episode. And then on Monday, you should receive the roundtable discussion half of the episode. So if you wanted to just watch the roundtable discussion, you can actually just watch that video. But if you wanted to watch the regular stuff, if you're just a fan of the show, one of the reasons why I've taken a bit longer to edit isn't just because it's the episode is much longer, but because there were just so many really great points in the beginning of this that I really wanted to focus on. In terms of editing in general, this episode's been really, really fun to work on, and it's just a shame. It's a shame it's just taken me too long to do, actually. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know what you think. One of the things that we really want to know is a lot more feedback from the community about what you like and what you don't like about the episode. So we're trying to change things up a little bit every now and then, change the format of the show around a little bit. Let us know what you think. Please let us know if you like the idea of it being split up into part 1 and part 2. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the episode. Take care.
Okay, so obviously, at the start of every stream, it's usually just something random between me and Barrett. So I thought, why don't we just make some weird intro music, like, on the spot, as, just to cover up our, lack of musical ability.
Okay, all right, okay. So what are you thinking? You got anything you want to start
if I
with?
go like...
Oh, okay. I'm kind of vibing with this already. I'll go like, na-na, 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 na-na.
Zoom up on the face. Corviknights a bird. It's a very good bird. I like the bird. London Corviknights podcast. Tuesday evenings on the Twitch.
That was amazing.
There we go.
I can't believe that all we really required was to just be pushed into it.
Yes.
To create what was potentially probably one of the best theme tunes of all time.
I realised as I started singing, I was the band, the Danger, High Voltage.
Yeah, you were Electric Six.
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely give the Electric Six.
I was doing Electric Six. Shout out to Electric Six.
I was kind of, we went to a place there. We went to
where we can boogie.
Exactly. That's exactly the point.
Oh dear. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 11. I remembered to actually write 11 this time on Twitch, so it's not going to confuse Barrett, of the London Corviknight podcast. I am your host, I am at 404, and with me is my lovely co-host, the wonderful, the central, the licky... No. It's Barrett. It's Barrett C9. Hi,
hey everyone, what is up?
Also, sorry, I just wanted to quickly mention the best thumbnail ever of you. Like,
it has the best click-through rate of any
video.
So
just you with a thumbs up.
I come home after I saw it and I was like, there's no way. Okay, right, just go to... They always give you 3, right? But it takes a while because it has to scrub... I uploaded the video, I had to leave to go to work, and I looked at the 3 suggested when I got home, and they were all me. That was the best one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, every thumbnail at the moment, like, because obviously we haven't got proper thumbnails done yet.
Yeah.
Is Barrett, like...
Sometimes it will be me and I will change it to a different one. It's never you. I don't know why. I feel like there's more close-ups of you in the show than anything.
Do we need to do, like, if I say, Barrett, edit a zoom up of me for 10 seconds, do you think that will encourage YouTube to use me as a thumbnail?
I have wondered whether or not what it is that helps, because I saw a thumbnail get uploaded the other day where someone was just standing there like this. And then
that's a thumbnail. That's a thumbnail. Zoom in.
But then it just started. Do you know what I mean? Like, he just went, oh, okay, cool, yeah, right. And I was like, wait, how did he do that? I just was very confused. He must have just taken a picture.
I'm going to help you out.
Okay.
Here, you can have a 10-second zoom up of me and Corviknight like looking into the camera.
Okay, cool. This is amazing.
There you go.
Oh my god, thank you so much. That's genuinely, you have no idea how much you've helped me out. By the way, I think someone did offer. I put it out on Twitter. I said I'll give someone 35 quid if they help me.
35 squids.
But they have not got back to me since.
Oh,
cool.
35 of the King's British pounds. I bet you it's because they wanted shillings.
Ah,
we did it
I
wrong.
should have known better than to ask the London Corviknights community for something to be paid in regular pounds.
Regular pounds when they obviously wanted shillings and
obviously, yeah.
ounces.
I could probably work out the amount. One minute, let me. This is saying that the equivalent of £35 in shillings is 3,734.66. But that is Kenyan shillings.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
So there we go. Yeah.
There we go. You've learned something every day with this podcast. If it's not Final Fantasy, we're teaching you about economics and currencies.
Oh, okay. Right. I will reword it now. It will. You know what I'll do?
I was going to say, are you okay?
I'll do this. I'll do this in my own time. Not.
I will do this in my own time. We are officially closing in on Worlds. This is the OVA season, yes, I think.
Yeah. This episode, I did say last episode, this episode's filler. This one's not filler because we've got a roundtable. This is not filler. This is still canon.
It will fill you up, though, with delicious content.
Exactly. Wait, no, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I make this overly confusing, haven't I?
No, you were right.
Yeah. How are you, Barrett?
Yeah, all right, actually. Yeah, I had a time where I just got some stuff done today. Me and Danny decided that we finally wanted to watch the last episode of Attack on Titan. But we had to get the Crunchyroll free subscription in order to do that. We watched the last episode. No spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. But then because of that, we now have access to every episode of the Dragon Ball franchise ever.
Yes.
And I thought, what a fantastic thing to introduce my children to until episode 2 and then episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought maybe this wasn't the best thing to show the kids.
Yeah.
But they do seem to really love it. So.
Well, that's the plus.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be fair, like, anime's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's like, there are obviously shows that you can show people, but there are obvious animes where it's like, you should probably watch this privately.
I think to myself, it is a kid's show. There were kids watching this back in the day. It's just not the kind of stuff that they really put in kids shows now. But all of the weird stuff in it, like that, Goku not understanding what a girl is, and the dudes being creepy towards women, like they know that the guys are creepy.
It's just a character trait.
What a weirdo. Like, we're all taking the piss out of Master Roshi for being a perv. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're teaching them any bad lessons.
No, it's weird. It's like, I had a friend at university who had never watched anime before. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, let me show you Full Metal Alchemist or Dragon Ball Z or like anything shonen related. And then this person comes on and is like, oh, let me show you High School DxD.
No.
And literally I was like, no. And he gave him the Blu-ray of it. And I was like, why do you own this on Blu-ray? Not even just DVD, just full on Blu-ray
situation.
Yeah. And he came back the other day, like literally the day after. He immediately gave the Blu-ray back and he said, I never want to see this again.
I mean, I think there's rightfully people who probably think that even regular anime is a bit weird. The not weird stuff is kind of a bit strange to some people.
I know we've been using weird a lot, but that's probably the best way to describe it, honestly. There are some really good animes out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like Pokemon, the first series.
And then nothing else.
Nothing else. Like, it stopped after Mewtwo. Like,
I don't know. I will say that I watched the Alola series with my kids as it was coming out on Netflix, and I thought it was great. I thought it was like more like a modern anime than like any of the other Pokemon seasons so far. So it felt really fresh
actually.
And I thought I appreciate the Alola series for that. I haven't watched any of Journeys. I haven't watched any of the new one.
I can't say I've watched much of Journeys. I really enjoyed Kalos, actually, the Kalos series, X and Y. I thought that was really good. Alola grew on me because immediately at the beginning I was like, what on earth is this? Like,
yeah, it's very different.
And it's the fact that it's like Ash is walking around like a dumbass. Ash, you were the finalist in X and Y. Now you're asking what the basic types are.
It really kind of makes me, because in that season they really heavily talk about the fact that he's done a bunch of stuff before. Because
Yeah.
like Misty and Brock are in that season.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how he could not know any of this when he's like, he says, oh yeah, and there was that time when I was like in the Pokemon League 8 times already.
It's so weird.
You've got to, you know, admit that you're a pretty talented trainer at this point, right?
Exactly. Also, Horizons apparently is quite weird as well. I'll just point that out there. I've not watched any of Horizons, but apparently, like 5 episodes in, someone catches a legendary Pokemon.
Oh, that sounds really normal now.
Yeah. I think
That
it was
sounds like-
Galarian Moltres they found and caught it. I was like, are you kidding me? Just casually rocking up with a Galarian Moltres. Like,
Standard.
what are
Just-
you, a VGC player?
Yeah, no, he's jetting.
Oh, my EV spreads and just get the butter. I would just like to say as well, I do really appreciate the spread. The EV spread meme is like now part of London Corviknight lore. I really appreciate everyone because like it is a brilliant meme. I actually sent that to my other half where I said, you know, whenever I look at some butter, I think, man, that's some good EV spreading. And she was like, I'm never taking you to a supermarket ever again.
There's lots of different types of YouTuber merch out there, yeah. But I haven't heard of a single other YouTuber who ever created their own butter spread.
Right?
Think
There
about
is a
how
market.
often you write VGC spreads. into
VGC
Google.
spreads.
And I think, I'm not going to lie, right? I think I've got potentially just the right type of neurodivergence to be able to create a flavour of something that you would be able to think, yeah, that is Incineroar.
Yeah.
I reckon I
mean,
can do it.
That's the thing. There is
been
a
a
gap in
chef.
the market. Where
been a
else
chef
can
my
you
whole
walk
life.
off?
VGC,
Yeah.
food,
Combine it.
it will
Like,
happen.
have you seen when you go to a regional or a international or even a local? Have you ever seen the beautiful combination of butter and a Pokemon?
Exactly.
Spread that Pokemon.
Speaking of delicious Pokemon, I was thinking about this Alcremie team I wanted to put together. Because I do talk about Alcremie like quite a lot. I want to put it on a team with Ursaluna and do decorate and trick rooms.
Decorate the bear.
Decorate the bear, you know? Because like Assault Vest, Blood Moon, Ursaluna with decorate.
Decorate the bear.
That sounds pretty cool.
Actually sounds pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
Imagine- Exactly.
Like just alchemy opposite, like some more pudding,
Yeah.
and
he's like,
Saluda's like, ooh, tasty. Like
he's like,
this is really good.
and he comes at you like Freddy Fazbear.
I have a game for you, Barrett.
Yes.
I have a game for chat as well. It's a very quick one. Actually, this is more of a trivia question than a quiz, if I'm honest with you, but I'll be really interested to see what your answer is. I was scrolling through TikTok, as you do one night, and a TikTok came up where they were asking the question, what Pokemon are available in every mainline game? So not sequels, not spin-offs. What Pokemon has appeared in every mainline game since Gen 1? Like right for Red and Blue. Believe it or not, there are 8 Pokemon. I ask you, chat, and Barrett, name those 8 Pokemon.
So let's get the obvious out of the way. Pikachu and Raichu have been in every single Pokemon game.
They have not.
What? Every main...
They have not.
Pikachu hasn't been in every single mainline Pokemon. No, because it wasn't in...
It was not in...
Wait, it wasn't in Gen 5.
It was not in Gen 5. It was not in Black and White.
Wait. What? But there were loads of Pokemon that weren't in Black and White. Like...
But there were Pokemon that were in Black and White from Gen 1. I'll let you guess, and then I'll tell you where you find them.
Oh, is it in like the... It's like a post-game area, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so. So also,
Yeah.
Big Boy Blue's already got 2.
Oh, really?
Magikarp and Gyarados has been in every mainline game.
Magikarp and Gyarados. Oh my god, yeah, Magikarp and Gyarados.
And just for anyone who's thinking, watching this later on YouTube, let me tell you exactly why Magikarp and Gyarados are in every single game. It's because you can buy them in Black and White and Black and White 2. There is someone who sells you the Magikarp in Black and White for 500 Pokédollars.
Oh, and does it not appear in the Pokédex?
I think it still does. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played
'Cause
Black and White.
It's 100% not in the main Pokédex, right?
I'll have to look that up.
That's so...
I'll have to look that up. But yeah, Pikachu was not in Black and White, and it's not in Black and White 2. You have to transfer it.
That's crazy. I had no idea. I can't... Well, I kind of did know, but I was like convinced that this was...
What was the other one you said? You said something other than Pikachu and Raichu. Or
No,
am I
just
jumping to conclusion?
Pikachu and Raichu have been
Okay,
in
right,
every
yeah.
game,
So unfortunately, Pikachu and Raichu aren't in. Magikarp and Gyarados are. So you've got 2.
Oh,
Now there's 6 others out there, folks.
my mind has been blown.
It's kind of crazy. I instantly thought, well, Pikachu has to be.
I was like, that's obvious. Then is it that they must appear in some form of poster or something, right? So like it's something like Eevee because it's been on like it's been in the game.
Also, no.
What?
Eevee was not in Black and White, and Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. So Eevee is not in the list. Porygon is not correct either, Big Boy Blue, but good guess. Good guess.
What? I can't think of any other Pokemon that would, for any reason, make the cut of being in every game. Mew?
No.
Okay.
But you are right in thinking of Gen 1, because, yeah, obviously...
It has to be a Gen 1
It has to be Gen 1 Pokemon.
Alright, Chansey?
No.
Dang. That's like Ditto.
Oh, Steph, good guess, but Ditto is not the answer.
Yeah, wait, so in Gen 5, they just couldn't Ditto. They
Apparently
made the Masuda method in Gen 4, and then in Gen 5, they were like, no, we can't have it.
Apparently not included to this list. Arcanine is not one either. It's kind of crazy, though. Like,
Is it Meowth?
No. I did think Meowth as well, though. It's one that I forgot about, honestly. And it did take me by surprise, but when you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. I could give you one if you want.
Wait.
Do you want me to give you a minute?
Okay, yeah, give me a minute.
Oh, Steph's got it!
Psyduck?
Psyduck is the answer. Psyduck and Golduck has appeared in every mainline game.
Get a shiny one in Gen 5. That is exactly correct. I knew that, and I forgot.
Psyduck and Golduck appear in every mainline game because it's actually Masuda's favourite Pokemon.
Oh, that's so funny. And the shiny makes sense.
You have to think a bit outside the box with these. I should also just point out, just in case anyone else says anything, this list also includes Pokemon that appears in generational DLC. Maybe you didn't see it in the main game, but it does include it, like the Crown Tundra or Isle of Armor or the Gen 9 DLC. Every mainline game, yeah. So Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire would be counted. So you've got 4 now. There's 4 more.
Okay, that is the Psyduck and the Golduck thing has pushed my reasoning to the end of it, and the Chansey is the only other one that I can kind of think of. Poliwrath there. I mean, the Poliwhirl.
Oh, Poliwrath is a good guess, but it's not.
Is it Mr. Mime?
No.
Oh,
that's a good thing.
Mr. Mime. I just imagine Mr. Mime was like there as a character in every game. You know what I mean?
Slowpoke is not the answer as well. I am afraid. I was a little bit tricked by this.
I think I'm never gonna get this.
Gastly's a good guess, but is not correct. He's on all the cartoons because he's Ash's stepdad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That he just turns up for encouragement, you know?
Yeah. He's not there for parental advice or anything. He's there just because he wants to blow off some steam. He's like, put me in a battle. Right, I feel like we might
I'm never gonna
be here for a long time.
Wait, Clefairy.
No.
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm going to give you them because if I'm honest with you, it's a little bit obscure, but it's somehow true.
Okay.
Magnemite and Magneton.
Really?
They can be caught in the post game of Black and White.
Oh.
In White Forest, I believe it's called.
Oh, yeah. I knew there were some old Pokemon that were accessible, but I was like, it's in the post game, so it doesn't really count normally, but yeah.
And obviously, Magnezone does not count because it only started from Gen 4.
Yeah.
The other two is similar to Magnemite in the fact that it got a Gen 4 evolution, and it's Rhyhorn and Rhydon.
Oh, do you know what? I thought Rhyhorn and Rhydon, but I was like, nah, there's no reason why they would just randomly get given. But now that you've said the Magneton thing, it totally makes sense that they would get chosen, so...
It is kind of crazy, though, to think about that. You know, those 8 Pokemon have been in every single mainline game since Gen 1, and not Pikachu or Eevee.
Yeah, like Rosanna, you said like immediately the same thing as I was like, well, obviously Pikachu and Raichu. And
yeah, literally.
Like, nope.
Yeah, you could transfer them over, but they don't count.
Yeah, because they're not in the decks.
They're not in the decks, or you can't catch them in that generation. Honestly, it blew my mind when I watched that video. I hope, someone's mind got blown there.
Mine did.
Honestly, just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if I am wrong, please tell me in the YouTube comments. Just do it politely, please.
But do comment.
But do comment and like and subscribe. If anyone's watching on Twitch as well, why don't you give us a follow? Really helps us out. You have Twitch Prime. You can use it on this channel for absolutely nothing. And we get, we get a little bit of money to help towards merchandise or any tournament that we might be doing. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that game.
Got me. Totally got me.
Totally got me. Next week... I'm hoping if we do get a guest on next week, which I think we will be pushing for next time, I have another game for us to play. We are going to play Pokemon Emojis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm curious.
Sorry, my other half's about to blind me.
Everyone, shield your eyes.
She's about to use flash. My eyes! Why'd you do it twice? You're evil. Stop doing that.
I saw the delay in the video for the second time after you said it, and I was like, oh, here it
stop
comes.
doing that. She's not funny. She thinks she's funny. I want to quickly talk to you, Barrett, about the Taiwan Nationals that happened this past weekend. Because the reason why I want to talk about it isn't necessarily because we thought NAIC was actually the last event, because it turns out this is. Pokemon Company has been lying to us. The reason why I want to talk about this was actually because Chandelure won the entire national championships of Taiwan.
On the Zamazenta team that it was put onto counter in the first place. So very interesting.
So nice to see enemies turn to friends.
I love that. Chandelure, just giving him a nice cuddle, you know, after he terrors, to make sure it doesn't hurt too bad.
I haven't looked at this team yet, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's pretty much what we've seen before, like the Flash Fire Life Orb set, Protect, Heat Wave, Trick Room, and Shadow Ball. Obviously, we don't know the EV spreads, but it being quite modest doesn't surprise me either, considering what Chandelure's got, like 140.
Wait a minute. Is that open nature? How dare they?
Yeah.
Do they not know?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh no.
They must not know.
Oh no. I'm sorry, Barrett. They didn't know. They didn't know.
They obviously didn't know.
Like, they obviously have not watched our...
Well, they need to catch up then, don't they?
I'm not surprised they ran modest, considering Chandelure's attack, his special attack is ridiculous. But I want to say it's like 140.
I think it's 145, yeah.
Yeah, 140, 145. Like, it's a ridiculously high number. But I want to say Chandelure's like a mid-speed.
Well, it was the Pokemon of the week, so luckily I just happened to have all of this information, like, just hanging around from it. But, yeah, it's got like 75 speed, so it's like weirdly in the middle. Yeah, because I remember saying in Gen 8, if you put it next to an Airstream Pokemon, it could be like, it could still get decent speed, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, like, 145 special attack, 90 special defense, 90 defense, 60 HP.
It's all right.
80 speed. Yeah, it's decent.
80 speed, sorry, 80. Yeah.
But, like, there's so many Pokemon that are fast now that it actually works out for Chandelure quite all right.
Yeah, in this, like, format, having 80 speed's not the worst. It's, like, not a death sentence, but it's better than, like, 125 or something like that. Like, that's just a day. It's just pointless speed right there, but...
Well, it's like... Yeah. Wolf's video the other day about worst legendary Pokemon. He was pointing out Moltres' 125 special attack and said it's okay. I was like, we're in a meta now when 125 is considered okay. Like,
that is kind of mental, isn't it?
Isn't it? I was like, this doesn't feel right.
It's like when I saw someone say, I was like, Moxie Boosted to put out a tweet about how Urshifu was broken in Reg D, which is like true, obviously. Yeah. And then somebody was like, well, I don't understand what the big deal is. Urshifu's only got 125 attack.
Yeah, it's just like,
it's like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
125 attacks, like, quite high, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah. Don't be desensitized by base 200s of anything.
It befuddled me, honestly. And I don't use the word befuddled often.
We save that for special befuddlement.
We'd save that for special befuddlery. We are a British Pokemon podcast, I hope you know. Exactly. If me and Barrett lived next to each other, we would have actually recorded this podcast from the country club. Like,
yes.
Just saying.
That I own.
That he owns. Like,
that I own.
The Barrett.
Yes. They call it Barrett Club 9.
Oh, I get it, because it's a play on. But yeah, it's interesting to see this Chandelure team finishing first, considering, like, I look at that runner-up team, and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, they probably had to work quite hard to get that win.
That team. I have built that team in game now. I haven't made a Calyrex, like a modern Calyrex balance team in a bit, you know, not without the Clefairy.
Yeah.
And I faced a Ho-Oh team on ladder, and the guy was like, "Oh, congrats! You're the first of 3 of this team that I've beaten. That's beaten me." And I was like, "Really? This team didn't beat Ho-Oh? All I did was click buttons. Like, it's the easiest team to pilot in the world." I realised that a lot of the teams that I've been making have been really fun and everything, but they cap out at about 1,300.
Yeah.
Once you hit 1,300, you've got to start using a real team, and then the real team is that. And it's amazing. When I was using this second place team, I faced a mirror, because it's like you're both just like, all right, you have to lead Raging Bolt, and then it's whoever Terra Fairies first. You just take your other Raging Bolt out, and then you just Terra Fairy your Calyrex. It's so like the gameplay. It's tragic, but it's so true. Linear. It's so linear, but
because I mean, I'm looking at these matchups, and I'm like, how? I didn't find any footage of this. I would love to see this final, just to see how they actually worked around this Cali balance,
Yeah.
like, and defeated it. Like,
There's guys leaving the Cali at home.
Maybe.
In, like, the Teropicos matchups, you just bring,
The
like,
monkey.
Urshifu and like Raging Bolt, and you just handle it with them.
Other things as well as the cornerstone Ogapom and Entei finishing third with the Koraidon, which I thought was quite neat. Iron Crown being in this team with Miraidon. Interested to see more of this combination, like rather than the Psy Spam sort of side of it. Interested to see players leaning more towards the Miraidon side rather than the Indeedee side, which obviously there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of interesting to see because it just wasn't something that you would have considered right at the beginning of this regulation, in my eyes, anyway.
It's funny that, isn't it? Like, why? Oh, I suppose because indeed he was so good prior to like Miraidon and that being available. And I mean, I love Pincurchin. You know, guys, don't hate me, but it's just not the best setter, is it? So people went with the Psychics ranks. It was so great.
Yeah, if Pincurchin got Rising Voltage back, I would have 100% said, yeah, let's. Pincurchin deserves to be more viable. I feel sorry for Pincurchin because I feel like it has a lot of potential. It's just Game Freak obviously doesn't want to take it seriously.
I mean, yeah, I can imagine it'd be really good if you put like a Fergaraf. If Pincurchin got a buff, it would have been really cool.
Pincurchin, yeah. If they generally gave Pincurchin a bit of love, Pincurchin could actually be a bit more serious. I'm 100% a fan of Pincurchin. I used it quite a lot in Spike Muff. Taking away Rising Voltage for a Pincurchin, I think, is ridiculous. Considering, yeah, now we're all of the attention's on Raging Bolt. Fantastic. Like, necky over here.
I didn't know it even got Rising Voltage. That's crazy. I should be using it.
It was disgusting, honestly. It was so gross. Pincurchin Life Orb, max special attack with a Life Orb in electric terrain was OHKOing like Zacians. He is a lovely little spiky boy. I just want to put him in my hand over here. Just like wave it in the camera and just be like, look at the little spiky boy. He's so spiky.
He is friend.
Other than that, I would say pretty standard stuff team-wise. This one was actually interesting. This 9th team with a Miraidon Whimsicott, but like with Iron Treads, but also like a Trick Room variant of the team with Araquanid and Farigiraf, which I was like, wow, that is literally 2 modes, but like with Pokemon I would never have thought of. It's like, I love Araquanid, I just didn't think it would work. And then I realized actually it does really well against Cali Ice.
I've been seeing a lot of the clear amulet teams for Araquanid going around, and I found that you don't even need it. A lot of the time, if you're doing like 50% with Leech Life into a Rillaboom, it's fine. And to be honest, it actually, now that I think about it, works really well on this team because it's a good Rillaboom check.
Yes.
It's a good Indeedee check. It's a good Calyrex, both forms check, actually. It's quite good Pokemon.
Also, you mentioned there about like it doesn't really need the clear amulet, and you're absolutely right because like, am I right in thinking like it's got an ability which just I think it's called Water Bubble.
Yeah, it is.
It like boosts water moves by 50%.
And it halves fire moves.
Exactly. So like,
amount.
And then Terra Water onto that.
And
like,
you can't be burned. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm literally the most dangerous thing on the field, and I get Wide Guard. Yeah, Araquanid. More people need to pick Araquanid for Worlds. Clearly, Iron Treads as well, which is pretty neat on the team. I can only think it might be like a boost to speed. Maybe Choice Band. I'm not too sure. It's an interesting pick though. Obviously, there's no pace, so I can't help you there. Tinkerton as well was in this. We don't talk about Tinkerton. Flamigo was also back, which Flamigo was in here, and I was like, hello.
I was thinking about Flamigo recently. I can't remember what I've realized. It has a lot of good utility. I'm quite surprised that people haven't been like at least trying to cheese with it. But Co-Star, come on, like getting them buffs, you know, sounds quite funny.
Also, I just want to point out to chat, I completely agree. I think Iron Treads does look all right with that Miraidon team, and obviously, yeah, it could probably let Miraidon just discharge, and obviously Iron Treads could just do what it wants. I think it's just more interesting to see what exactly that Iron Treads was doing. I'm obviously expecting stuff like Stomping Tantrum, maybe Rock Slide, Iron Head, because Iron Treads is not a heavy Pokemon.
Yeah.
So heavy slam on it just seems really pointless.
You know, you can get like the small variations and the big variations of them. I love tiny Iron Treads. It just looks like a little spare tire.
Yeah, I love tiny Iron Treads. He's literally like rolling around. Like he is the child that says, "Mummy, mummy, watch me," and he's just rolling around, and you're like, "Oh, very good, dear, very good.
Good job, buddy. You keep going.
Good job. You are so good at that rolling there, Iron Treads.
So good.
You're really good at rolling."
Oh. By the way, speaking of rolling,
Limp Bizkit.
Well, speaking of limp, if you go back up there was 2 teams right next to each other. It was the Cali Balance team with the Clefairy, and then the Cali Balance team with the Flamigo. Wait, go down a bit.
Oh right, yeah.
And it was the Flamigo.
Oh yes.
It just looks like Flamigo stood up, like But like, it's the Thundy on that team as well. So Thundy, it looks like Torn just went a bit metal.
Torn's decided to listen to some heavy metal music.
Yeah, and Flamingo was like, no, please, no.
Yeah. It's just like, what you doing?
The guy who put this graphic together went, they are the same Pokemon in my mind.
Torn and Thundy are from the same trio. Clefairy, Flamigo, obviously both from space. Like, you've obviously seen Flamigo spaceship.
That's
like,
what they're made from.
That's what they're made from.
Just goofy guys flapping around.
I'm not 100%. I'm not sold on this being like Chandelure gonna be changing things up for Worlds. It's just interesting to note. I think it would be great, obviously, if Chandelure does win Worlds. I think it would be very healthy for Pokemon in general. Yeah, there's too many threats still. I still really wish we saw this final, because I would have loved to see how he won that final. So the top 4 players all got a Worlds round 1 bye and a travel award. Just gonna announce you as Megami, because I'm not gonna butcher that. Congratulations on winning the Taiwan National Championships. I have here on the show notes Pelipper being wait, I'm goated.
It turns out Pelipper is goated.
Pelipper is goated. Is there a reason why you shared this to be posted on the
well, you put it in the show notes after last.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember this.
In the show notes after the episode has finished, therefore it is in this episode. So
there we go. It's on the screen right now. I really don't remember sharing that.
Well,
that's so funny.
You must have been goated.
I must have been goated at midnight on a Wednesday morning. I really don't remember any of it. Next is just a little meme that Barrett found, where it's very much me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if he was going to take this one personally or not, but yeah.
No, it's very... I mean, it wasn't me to an extent, because I didn't spend as much as I thought I was going to spend. I didn't spend as much as Nerd, that's for sure. Like, Nerd walked out with, like, 3 bags worth of stuff.
Oh, yeah, he do be like, eating them cards.
He do... Oh, no, it wasn't even cards. Like, he just came out with so much merch and plushes and all of this stuff. And I literally came out with the 1 bag. I picked up cards, obviously, but I picked up a few Sitting Cuties and... the Duraludon plush I picked up as well, which is weirdly the same size as a Sitting Cutie, but just doesn't count as it. There was a lot of Knackley. I did think about picking one up, and I don't know, I kind of regret not picking one up. The gravy cubes that the
oh my god,
cubes?
It's Bisto.
It's Bisto.
Bisto.
The Knackley plush was like a massive marshmallow Bisto.
I would eat Knackley. Cube.
I would eat Knackley.
Super savoury.
Oh, super tasty.
The plush, not the real one. God.
Knackley is very adorable, especially when you put it in with some salad.
It's like a little feta.
Yeah, he's like a little feta cheese. Yeah. Like, brilliant. Right, the next thing I wanted to talk about was something you posted as well about this restricted chart of lawful, neutral, or chaotic restricted Pokemon. I kind of agree with this.
I'm not gonna lie though, it's a bit big of him to put Zamazenta, the Pokemon he won his regional with, as lawful good. Like, he's like, yeah, so this was the correct decision. Everyone else is slight variations on me, the good one.
You pointing out there, the first comment here is the Obama giving himself a medal.
Yeah. He said it.
That's it. Somebody agreed with you very clearly.
Go on, Nezzy.
Nezzy was very much the same as you.
I can't believe that. Well, I only just thought of that, so... He definitely thought that before me. Maybe the only reason I thought of that was because I actually thought I was looking at like this side of the screen, but actually I was just reading it exactly on the screen right there.
That's
I
so
didn't
funny.
even notice it said it right there. Oh my god.
The thing is though, like from an outsider point of view, I do kind of agree with this list. Terrapagos is literally the definition of neutral.
I don't know. I'm not going to lie. The way I interpret it is that the Terrapagos is very chaotic and neutral, in my opinion. And I would not say that Calyrex Ice is lawful neutral.
I don't think any thinking about it, I don't think any Calyrex is lawful.
Miraidon being lawful evil, kinda. I can't imagine it being like the Batman type. Because that is what that means. Oh,
that's a TV series that needs to be made.
Actually, kind of does look like Batman. Imagine Miraidon being like Batman.
I am the Pokemon. Are you fear in the night?
Neutral good Miraidon? I'm not sure about that either.
I don't know why saying that just reminded me of the I don't know if anyone has watched the Harley Quinn animated TV series, but there is a scene where Joker actually finds out who Bruce is. He undoes Scarecrow's with him. So Scarecrow takes off Batman's mask and Joker has a go at Scarecrow to be like, part of the illusion was the fact that I didn't know who he was. Now that I know it's some rich boy who's got a parent issue. This is useless. This is so stupid. And then he goes to Bruce and he's just like, last year, Bruce, you promised me an electric car. I put a deposit down 6 months ago. Where's my electric car, Bruce?
No, wait, they make an Elon Musk reference.
They made a electric car joke, like in a Batman series, which I thought was, yeah, just like the thought someone unmasks Miraidon. And it's like, you promised me electric terrain. Where's my electric terrain, Miraidon? Oh dear.
God.
I would definitely agree Kyogre is chaotic neutral. Just turns up and spouts.
I don't know. Everyone knows what he's about. I think Kyogre's actually neutral in my opinion.
Interesting.
Everyone knows exactly how it works. We all know, okay? If you lose to Kyogre, well, you deserve it.
You lost to a fish. Well done.
I think if I were to do anything, I'd swap Terrapagos and Kyogre.
I'll be interested to see if you make a list actually of this.
I might do.
I think you should.
I feel like we should do it on stream one day. We should get everyone's opinions.
We should get all of them.
Yeah, we should do a big alignment chart of all of the legendaries. Yeah.
Just like get all the legendaries in the same podcast as us and just be like, so Miraidon, you neutral?
Defend yourself.
Defend yourself.
Tell me, explain exactly how you are not
yourself.
Awful evil. Well, I like to provide a good positive impact, and I have got a bit of a problem about sleep though.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Time out. So this is a very complicated situation, I feel, because from what I've looked at, what I've read, it's basically, I want to say Captain Oro pretty much summed it up quite nicely. I'm just going to read what Captain Oro said to us in the Discord regarding this situation. So, essentially, VGC events going forward are now similar to the trading card game events, where you need to be affiliated with an actual TCG store or a card shop that is allowed to run official events. The main problem, of course, is actually convincing these trading card game shops or card shops in general to actually run VGC events, because Pokemon rely on these TCG events to sell cards, whereas like with VGC players, they just turn up with their Switch because they've already got everything on it. You don't have to buy anything with it. It's going to be tricky anyway, because they don't solely run Pokemon events in these card stores, because you've got like Magic the Gathering. There's a Disney one now apparently, which I'm like, what? Disney are like, yo, trading card game?
Yeah.
Just like, hello. One Piece does one?
Anything could have one at any point, can't they? So
yeah,
that makes sense for the stores to be invested in still holding these tournaments for people. But
yeah, and the main issue for VGC, of course, is spacing, suitable playing conditions, i.e. plugs and capacity. A lot of events are not affiliated with stores. Becoming a league professor, I think is the right terminology, I might be wrong, take up to 4 months, which is very short turnaround. Sorry, very long turnaround for people to actually get the necessary equipment. So basically what they're trying to say, you doing this is now going to prevent VGC tours from happening for many, many places. One of the places I can think of off the top of my head is Orpington. Orpington is a really popular VGC place. Like, they host numerous events and it's always popular. I was looking forward to going to it, but apparently according to these new rules, Orpington VGC might no longer be a thing.
There's not any events in my area. I was hoping to be the person to start them. Now that sounds like it's going to be actually impossible. So
exactly,
that's really upsetting generally.
I am not impressed with this. The local scene for me is a good hour and a bit away. This hasn't actually affected me per se, because my local happens in a trading card shop, so this doesn't directly affect me, but I can understand and I can see the damage it is going to be doing. It is going to affect a lot of people. You were talking about Swede last night, explaining it, and Swede runs events up in Scotland, and unless he's going to be affiliated with a TCG store, that's not going to happen. This is going to affect people's ability to qualify for tournaments and for worlds and such, because a lot of people rely on locals to help fill up that CP gorge.
I wonder if there's going to be maybe some form of extra type way to earn CP, like maybe more things, like more the events they were doing, the ICs and stuff like that.
Oh, the international challenges.
Maybe some more ICs, maybe a Players' Cup would be kind of cool. I'd love to have a Players' Cup come back, you know?
They're going to have to do something.
Yeah, but
and I do feel like the
same.
timing of this is very, very suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. Like, this is very bad publicity, I will say that. I love Pokemon, don't get me wrong. But taking away communities and reducing the opportunities for people to engage in Pokemon on a local level is very, very difficult to swallow. I really hope this is not true. Like Barrett mentioned, I was hoping to try and build a local scene where I live as well, instead of having to travel an hour and a bit away. And because, like, yeah, it costs money to travel to these places. Like, in the past, like, before we started this podcast, before even probably during this podcast, we've always been advocates for increasing locals and trying to increase the community of Pokemon. Because Pokemon should be a game that's enjoyed by all. Because Brute Bonnet, this is really bad. This is really, really bad. I feel really, really sorry for places like Orpington, who is an independent. Orpington doesn't rely on trading card shops or anything like that. Trading card shops don't have to do it. Like, they can reject the idea of hosting VGC tournaments, which will then leave more people in the dark. And it's like, where's the incentive? Are you going to then increase the incentive for these shops to host these tournaments? To be like, look, we'll give you more stuff to give out, or we'll give you more cards and whatnot to sell.
Yeah, because at the moment, it seems like the people who do hold these events, they don't really get anything out of it, except for they want to contribute. So it's not like they're getting, like, paid to do this. So if they can pay these events managers to do it, you know, for a company, it sounds a bit like not great, to be honest. Not a very good angle to be like, oh, we didn't want to pay the people to do it, but we'll pay like these giant companies to do it instead. Yeah, that's great. Why?
I should also just point out, by the sounds of it, this isn't just happening for the UK. This is going to be a global thing. This is not just the UK, just in case anyone's watching this later and is thinking, what on earth is going on? This is a global thing. This is not just going to be the UK or Europe or whatnot. This is a global change that might be happening, which could affect your area as well. The only thing I can really suggest is obviously wait until Pokemon makes an official announcement. They have said apparently these changes are coming ahead July the 1st, which obviously is 2 weeks away. So it'll be interesting to see if we get an announcement before then. Obviously, if these changes do happen, myself and Barrett and the London Corviknights, I haven't spoken to the London other admins, but I'm pretty sure they would agree with me. We will do our best to try and bring awareness to any VGC group that didn't rely on a trading card shop to find a trading card shop. We heavily believe that the community works best when we work together. Do have a bit of a following on Twitter, so we do feel as though if people do want to tag us and say, hey, can we get a shout out to try and increase the range of us needing some assistance, I am more than happy to help out. It is a sucky situation to be in, and it's going to ruin a lot of people's motivation for the next year. I've said a lot, Barrett, so I do apologise, but if you have any thoughts, please share them.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it is just a bit of a shame as someone who wanted to really start setting up a local scene. You know, there's nothing like that happening around here. You know, now I really felt like was the perfect time to be able to start doing something like that. To be thrown as such a barrier. I mean, I've been around to places before, and they seem to give me the impression that the reason that they don't do the events at the moment is because it's a pain for the people to organise them. But that sounded like they meant the people, as in like the judges who to organise them, you know, the people who choose to organise them, and that's why they haven't been doing them. But it sounds like from the people I've spoken to, it's actually a pain for the venue holders to hold these events, and they don't have to do any of the work at the moment. So it'd be really annoying if there's nothing that independent people can do to keep these events going themselves, bar opening a shop, which is just ridiculous. Like, this scene has survived and thrived without doing that, so I don't understand why. And it's better than ever right now in the position that it is at the moment. So I don't understand why we understood that, you know, the Pokemon community can still grow even without local events, because when COVID hit, the Pokemon community still did seem to grow. Yeah. And that's great. But why then gate it again and say, no, now that locals have come back and it's thriving even more, let's make that more difficult. I need to know if there's another reason behind this other than just money or something, because it would really annoy me if it was just money.
Yeah, it's going to look really bad if it is just money. We really just have to wait and hope that this is not the case. I will point out that players have been fighting back, per se. Or I would say fighting back. It's more just like have been letting Pokemon know their feelings. You can also do this as well. Captain Oro very kindly gave us a link to a Play Pokemon support page where you can actually fill in your details with the subject and description and just letting them know your feelings about this change that's potentially going to be happening. Quite a few players have done this already. If you want to, by all means, go ahead and do it. I plan to do it myself, just with, like, I'm just hoping everyone, like, writes it in a way that isn't attacking them, per se. Like, you have to be constructive with your argument. You can't just call them out on it and call them idiots, for example. Otherwise, you're not going to be heard. Be constructive with your argument. Like, actually give them points as to why this is a bad idea. Obviously, if this change is happening, we're going to have to adapt and work together to get through this. But if it's not going to happen, and obviously it's just going to blow under the rug and we'll move on with our lives.
Hopefully, we're in a position where we will get a situation that's unlike what we have now, but still works, and we can cope. Or we have a situation where we have, maybe more online events, and that's already what we kind of specialize in here. So we could help, if it ends up going in that direction, hopefully we can help with that.
Like we mentioned earlier as well, like if you need any help trying to get awareness, please tag us on Twitter or something and we can help out. We could do some shout outs or try and encourage people to go to those pages to give them attention and give a bit more visibility, I think is the right word I'm trying to think of it. We only found out this morning this was a thing. So obviously me and Barrett can only react on the information that we have at the moment. If we need to come back onto this subject next episode or at some point down the line, obviously we will. We're just going to prove that this community can adapt to any situation. Yeah, we're going to be big boys about it.
We're strong.
We will
We're
inject
strong.
that cope into our veins. Like, get that sweet copium. In all seriousness, there is a difference between meeting people in real life rather than the people you just interact with on Discord for locals. It's a very, very cool scene. It's a very nice scene to be in as well. Shout out to anyone who hosts a local that might have been affected by this.
Yes.
Obviously, we have the main part of today's episode, which is the topical conversation of which legendary is the worst. But before we do all that, we need to figure out, I need to figure out who this Pokemon of the week will be. So, Barrett, what is your Pokemon of the week?
Okay, guys, the Pokemon of this week is Whimsicott. That's right. Whimsicott is a grass and fairy type Pokemon introduced in Generation 5 with the Prankster ability and access to a wide array of support moves to take advantage of. Whimsicott has found to be a valuable member of many teams in almost any metagame that it's available in. Because of this, Whimsicott is currently number 11 on the in-game ladder usage stats and has won over $69,000 for players over the years. Nice. Being a grass fairy type, Whimsicott often been able to slot itself into the fire, water and grass cores we like to see a lot of, to provide support with moves like Encore, Taunt, Fake Tears, while also getting access to some of the best speed control options in the game, being Tailwind, Trick Room, Cotton Spore, and Stun Spore. As a Pokemon with only 480 base stat total, it might be difficult to see how Whimsicott can really manage to get anything done, which is a fair assumption with only a base HP stat of 60. Because of this, Whimsicott is often seen using the Focus Sash item, allowing it to get off a Tailwind and hopefully stick around for the later game to provide more support or set up another Tailwind. Although it's often recently been seen with other items such as Covert Cloak. But why would you use Whimsicott over another prankster Pokemon like Tornadus? Well, Whimsicott has the niche of being the fastest prankster Pokemon in the game with a speed stat of 116, meaning that in a game full of prankster Pokemon, Whimsicott having the speed advantage can really help it stand out. This means it'll be able to get up Tailwind before an opponent, but more importantly prevent the setup of Tailwind from your opponent with fast Taunt and Encore to shut down your opponent's other speed control options as well. With such good utility and move options, players have used Whimsicott in a variety of different ways. One of these options is for Whimsicott to be positioned next to a Pokemon like Terrakion, to use Beat Up and other supporting moves to increase Terrakion's damage by activating Justify with the Beat Up move, taking advantage of Whimsicott's naturally high base speed in an unexpected way. Another notable strategy took place during Generation 8 when Whimsicott would utilise the eject button and the move Switcheroo to give their opponent the eject button and then have their allied Pokemon hit them with a move to activate and eject their valuable Dynamax Pokemon, therefore wasting the entire effect for the remainder of the battle. In this generation, we've seen it come mainly on teams with Miraidon in order to provide speed control and shut down enemy protects and other speed control options with Encore. One of the most notable uses this season was from Rajin Ball, who won the 2024 Indianapolis Regional Championships with this exact combo, skyrocketing Miraidon and Whimsicott up the usage stats and back into the minds of top players looking to find a Pokemon to use for their next big tournament win. So that's Whimsicott, the Peggy Mitchell of Pokemon, who says, "Get out of my match," and has more charm than anyone else could ever.
Absolutely love that. Just like Get out of my mat.
It says get out of my mat.
That's proper Peggy Mitchell right there. I'm just saying, like, I appreciate the reference. Unfortunately, the Sitting Cutie of Whimsicott is very basic. There isn't any funny photo of it sitting by a river or something like the Crawfish was. Does look like the back of a Starmie is just stuck to the back of the Whimsicott.
It's also notably definitely not sitting. It has its...
Yeah, the cotton is preventing it from sitting.
But in that picture, the side profile, its feeties are on the floor. So that's
So what is it, Pokemon? I mean, it looks like, yeah, it literally looks like the back of a Starmie.
It actually is just the back of a Starmie.
Isn't it? I have a Starmie.
That is actually just the Starmie.
Hang on, I have a Starmie right here. We can prove it. So there's the back of the Whimsicott, and there is the back of a Starmie. Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference. There isn't any, is there?
That's ridiculous.
There is no difference. You cannot tell me there is a difference.
You know what? The bottom point on the outer star, it has been squished down. That's the bit that's making it sit. That is the sitting.
That is the sitting aspect of the
whip. It's been squished down at the bottom.